विदेश के पालन में इतने तत्पर रहते थे, इसी सेवा में तत्पर रहा करते थे कि उनकी वाणी का, उनके जीवन चरित्र का अच्छी तरह से ऊपरी और बाहरी रूप में मूल्यांकन करने का अवसर नहीं मिलता था।
So today is the most auspicious day, and one should think very seriously that the personality whom we accepted as our spiritual master, we were so much absorbed in following his teachings, in thoughts and in action, but we never thought that we have to become separate in one day.
बड़ा कठिन है वो।
I want to say that it is very auspicious day today, because when Guru is in this planet, there is a relation as Guru and Shishya, disciple and spiritual master. At that time, our whole energy goes to carry out his order. At that time we cannot think solely outwardly and internally what his motive is. But today, on this auspicious day, we have a time to think on whole life, what he has done, who he was, what he wanted to teach, and why he has come to this sphere. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna was present, at that time people could not understand the mission of Krishna or mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Internally they did not know. But when he left this sphere, when he left Navadip persons उनके जीवन का मूल्यांकन किया. They now, when your Prabhupada is not here, my Siksha Guru is not here in our vision, he is here, he is everywhere, he is Akhanda Guru Tattva, he is Prakash of Nityan, manifestation of Nityananda Prabhu or Baldev. But yet we are not seeing. But not seeing as instance when Krishna was in Vrndavana. Sakha, gopis were with Krishna, dancing in Ras, always in Jugal Bilas, Bihar. But when Krishna went to Mathura and from Mathura he went to Dwarka, gopis realized something more than meeting. That is Vipralamba Bhav. By our sight, we can mostly see him on that form that we have seen. He has told something, he has ordered something, He has given so many teachings. But now, after some days, he has left this sphere and he has gone to his Radha Krishna Jugal. Perhaps he has given opportunity to know that who he was and for what purpose he has come here. He has written Gita as it is. He has written Journey to Other Planets. He has written the commentary of Srimad Bhagavatam. So many things he has done. But he wanted to do something more. But he could not do because we are not in a position and we have not so much qualified that at that time he can give all these things. But now by his grace, we all are in some more good mood to understand. When Krishna went to Dwarka, Uddhav came to Vrndavana. When he was taking orders from Krishna that you are sending me to Vrndavana, but how can I live in Vrndavana without you? Krishna told that don't think like so. I am in a very lax and lax सबसे छोटे छोटे one part of lax and lax part, but I am solely in Vrindavan with gopis. I am there. When you will go to Vrindavan, you will see that I am solely in Vrindavan with gopis and in Braja. I am not in Mathura. At all I am not in Mathura. I am solely in Mathura. So, now today is the day when where we can think more and more about Swamiji, your Prabhupada, that who he was, what he wanted to give in this world. He has given, there are so many teachers and so many preachers who went to Western countries, like Vivekananda and others, so many. And nowadays also there are so many preachers, those who go to Western countries and other parts of the world. But I think what Prabhupada has given there, they could not give there. They have taken their theory and their theory in new bottle they have given there. But he has given what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself wanted to give this world. He has given name within Prema Sutra. Naam Prema Mala Gati Parai Lor Sabari. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Namo Mahabhadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Svise Namaha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahabhadanya. Similarly, Rup Sanatana Goswamis are Mahabhadanya. In Guru Parampara, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, all are Mahabhadanya. Because they have tried to give the same thing as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to give. And Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, sent him, knowing that he is a very great personality, and he can give my हृदय की वस्तु को वो दे सकते हैं. My heartial desire he can fulfill and give in Western countries. We know that Vivekananda could not give anything to Western countries. Similarly, all other preachers went there. They have given only these four things. Purushartha, dharma, artha, kam, not moksha. Dharma, artha, and kam, three things. Some preachers have tried to give them moksha also, but not this Krishna prem they tried to give. He went there. Alone he went there. Perhaps Guru was with him. And Radha Krishna was also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu was with him. But we could not see. We saw that he went alone. He went alone with not a single pice with him. I at first met him in Calcutta on Akshaya Tritiya, the established day of Gaudiya Vedanta Committee. Our Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, who gave him sannyas order. At that time he was not sannyasi. Srila Prabhupada. He called him, he came in a grihastha way. But I have not seen before, but I knew him by ear, but not by eye. I think to see by ear is more valuable than seeing by this. I have heard so many times and so much things from my Gurudev that he is a very great personality of a person of great personality. He is a writer, good writer, and very yuktivadi, always nirbhaya. Nirbhaya means no fear at all. And he is preacher of such a truth. No fear from anyone. I heard that he has written so many things in Gaudiya Patrika of our Hindi Bhagavad Patrika and English Back to Godhead at the time of Prabhupada, perhaps. Back to Godhead?
No, 1944 he began.
Harmonist. Prabhupada had told him to give prabandha, articles in harmonist, and you will have to go to Western countries to preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings there. When I saw him, I was very much attracted to him. And anyhow, I used to sit with him and to talk with him. And he was so much powerful in talking. At that time, not he used to give lectures. But talking was most prabhavashali. Influential. And he used to, when he used to do part from Srimad Bhagavat, literary with meaning. Ete chan sakala punsa Krishnastu bhavaman swayam indrar vyakulam lokam Vrndavana yuge yuge. He used to, word by word, he used to give explanation so beautiful and so in good manner that all can be satisfied and they will have to admire him. So I first saw him in Calcutta, and after that he went to Allahabad. He wrote so many things in our Gaudiya Patrika, and I used to read them so minutely. When he came to Mathura, he told me one thing, that I was so much fearing that I should not leave this world and I will not take sannyas order. But I see that fear has fallen upon me. I have read that Jasya Anugrahnami Harishe Tadhanam Sanai in Srimad Bhagavatam. Those who take shelter of Krishna, they became akinchan nishkinchan, and he becomes no rich and all other things. So I always used to fear from this slope. But I see that by chanting and by serving here in Mathura, I am going to take sannyas. At first, people did not knew him, that he is so qualified. When he took sannyas and went to Jhansi, went to Agra and other places, then he became so, nikharne lag gaye.
Showing his qualities.
Then person used to know that who he is. So, when he came to Mathura, and from Mathura he came to Radha Damodar temple, I was with him. I saw that he was so niskinchan, nothing with him, no kambal, no quilt, nothing. Only a very torn and quilted. And after that, I used to give this chadar on that. On that we used to sit and conversation with about Rupa Goswami and other Goswamis, and what he is writing he used to make me see. At that time, we both, in midday, we used to make chapati with our own hands. He used to do like this, and I used to put on fire, and then we two take this today. I was also with him at Delhi, Krishna Shipwali Gali. I was also. He was always in writing, chanting, not a moment he व्यर्थ नहीं जाता.
No.
He always. In Mathura I have seen him always writing and always thinking all these things. He has a plan at Mathura that I will go to Western countries, and if there will be need, I will make hostels, and there, if it will be needed, I will distribute eggs, meat, wine also, and I have full faith that by taking holy name of Krishna, in a very few days they will leave everything. And that is why he went there, and in no time he spread in whole world his mission. I see that इसके पहले कोई भी ऐसा आचार्य नहीं देखा हमने. I have not seen any acharya. Even Shankaracharya, he took some days, some time, and he spread only in India at that time. But he, in a few days, I think from 1968 to 68 to 77. In this, in whole India, Western countries, Eastern countries, everywhere, so many places, so many centers, everywhere, Radha Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagannath, he established. Not only established, he brought very good boys, a scholar like Kamal Krishna, Bhavananda at that time, Brahmananda, Kirtanananda, and not only so many, hundreds and thousands of boys. Not only boys, also girls, women, children, he brought. And in shape of sannyasis, in shape of brahmachari, all other groups of our Gaudiya Math also admit this fact that we have no Guru Nishtha as ISKCON has. Certainly this, they admit. And I also admit that you have so much faith and so much belief in your Gurudev that we have not so much faith. You are also very qualified person. He collected as a जादू की छड़ी से उन्होंने जादू की छड़ी से magical one. He called all these things and he रूप दिया भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर का जो शब्द लिखा उन्होंने पृथ्वी ते आखे जतो नगर आदि ग्राम सर्वत्र प्रचार होइबे मोर नाम. He gave a shape of this Bhakti Vinod Thakur says. We see now that we Indians and Western no hair, with tiki, mota mala, gala, ladies and gentlemen and all devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I think in India we see that all our ashram are without ladies. But he has given a scope for Western person. Because if I will tell them that you should all have to be brahmachari and sannyasi, then it is so hard to preach there. And at least every Jeev has quality to serve Krishna. They are janma siddha vikar. Birthright to serve Krishna. If the ladies or females or any Jeev, everyone has quality and sarupata. They have right to serve Krishna consciously. So he has done so. According to Kali Yuga, will have to be so udar hona hoga. Merciful. So he has given a scope If I had not given scope, I think this preaching was not so very much in this world. But he has given something as a common thing. He had no time at all at that time. He had preached only general things. He has given in books so many things, but he could not preach all. In bhakti, we see that there is a star of bhakti. Star?
Levels, different stages.
There are so many stages of bhakti. Adau Shraddha, Tatah Sadhu Sangha, Atha Bhajan Kriya, Tato Anartha Navritti, Tato Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, and Bhav Rasa. In this world, we can go only up to this. Here one thing is that bhakti is only Uttama Bhakti. He wanted to preach all these things that I am saying in Western countries also. That Rupa Goswami has given in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjwal Nilmani, and all his other books. And Raghunath Das Goswami, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, and all other Guru Parampara has given this. He wanted to give all things in Western countries. But he could not do at that time, because time was not so much. Only 10 or 12 years he has done. So, he tried to give Shraddha, then Nishtha. Nishtha, then Ruchi. What is Nishtha we should know. We are chanting Hari name. We are doing all activities, Sramanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vardhanam, Dasyakhyatma Nivedan, or Sadhu Sanganam Kirtan Bhagavat Sraman, Mathura Vasti Mukti Sabdhaya Sraman. We are doing. But we should go deep in all these things. Nishtha. What is the meaning of Nishtha? When all anartha goes away. What is the anartha? Istri sangi eka sadhu Krishna bhakta ar. Istri sangi eka sadhu or Krishna bhakta. Those who are Vishayi don't do bhakti to Krishna. We should not do sangha of these persons. Those who are entangled in only intoxication and other things, we should not do all this. Sarubhram, Asat Trishna, Hriday Daurbalya, M Aparad, Nama Aparad, Vaishnava Aparad, Seva Aparad, Dhamma Aparad. These are all unearthed. In Madhurya Kadambini, he has written about all these things, what are unearthed. When all unearthed goes away, then Nishtha comes. Nishtha means बुद्धि पूर्वक हम जानते हैं कि कृष्ण नाम अच्छा. We know that Krishna name is so good thing. We know that hearing of Krishna and chanting of Krishna name is so good. But we cannot do. But when we know by buddhi, buddhi means wisdom, that without doing so, we cannot go up in bhakti. Then it is called Dishtha. Nityatmak buddhi. I will die, yet I will die. But I cannot leave Krishna Bhakti. This is Nitya. I want to do 1 lakh Hari Harinam as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Haridas Thakur, our Goswami used to do. But we go to Bimla Kunda, Aradha Kunda and take snan, and Jukham, Sardi, cold catches us. We cannot do. So, we want to do all these things, but we cannot do. But we try to do. This is Nishtha. And when the Ruchi comes, Ruchi means taste, then it comes easier. And when Asakti comes, then without doing we cannot live. As if we will die if we don't take name or we don't hear Hari Katha. If a man, there are 2 kinds of persons. Shraddha is of 2 kinds. One is Vaidhi Shraddha and other is Raganuga. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj has spread Vaidhi Bhakti. At that time he had no chance, no appropriate time to tell about Raganuga Bhakti. He has written in his book, but if he, at that time he told, I think that we at that time were not so qualified that we can learn that thing. So he has not. But he has showed the path how we can, by doing Vaidhi Bhakti, we can go in Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti, Lobhamayi, from Lobhamayi Shraddha. Greed, by greed, by hearing some Srimad Bhagavatam. If a man has greed in Srimad Bhagavat, in Gopi Bhav, or Vatsalya Bhav, or Saksha Bhav, especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come here to give Swabhakti Sriyam. Anarpati Charin Tirat Karunaya Avatirna Kalau, Samarpayitum Unnatodjala Sang Swabhakti Sriyam, Harihapura Sundar Duti Kadamba Sandipita, Sada Hidaya Kandare, Suratume Sati Nandanaha. Meaning is so deep. Especially he has come, your Gurudeva has also come, Swamiji has also come to give this thing. But he used to first plane this soil, land, so that he may give this seed in that. So much time he took only to make soil for seed. He had given seed, but so much time passed in only to making good soil. He has told that if in world there is Maya Bhag or Dvait Bhag, Bhakti cannot be there. Prabhupada has also told this. But for the thing he has come down to this sphere, only to give Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mission, Anarpita Charin Tirat Karunaya Avatirna Kalau, Samarpayitam Unnatojjala Rasang Bhakti Sriya. What is that thing? I have told perhaps so many times, but again I want to say it. And that was the mission of Srila Prabhupada also. That Swabhak Anarpita Charin Tirat Karunaya Avatirna Kalau Samarpayitum Unnata Ujjvala Rasan. Unnata Ujjvala Rasa is Gopi Bhav, not Swakiya Bhav of Dwarka, but Parkiya Bhav of Braja. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Swamiji has not come to give this thing. Unnat Ujjvala Ras. Something Vaisishtya, that is Unnata Ujjvala Ras is of Srimati Radhika. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to taste this thing, not to give to others. Swab Unnata Ujjvala Rasan Swabhakti Sriyam Swaminsa Radhika. Bhakti mane Radhika's prem. Radhaya pranay mahima kidrisho va neva aspadvo jenadbhuta madhurma kidrisho va madhiya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna. He came in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form, having stolen the inner bhav and this complexion. He came in the shape of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Gauranga. Sachi Nandan. Why Sachi Nandan? Because he was very dear to his mother. And mother was so humble and kripalu, dayalu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I think, Krishnadas Kaviraj, Rupa Goswami is telling Sachinandan that Sachi Devi is so much dayalu, merciful. So his son must be so kripalu as a mother, and he will give her as a mother gives his breast for her son. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will give that prem to us. So his prem to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is not at that time Krishna. Krishna, but in the form of Srimati Radhika. Radhika is also so much merciful. More than Krishna. Radhika is whole kripa of Chaitanya, of Krishna in the form of Radhika. So much merciful. So here, Sachinandan means so much kripalu, merciful. What he will give? He cannot give three things. What Srimati Radhika tasted? Radhaya pranaya mahima. How Krishna is beautiful. How she blows his bansi. And Venu Madhuri. The Sri is Manjari, Pushpa. So, Manjaris are Rupa Manjari, Ananga Manjari, Rati Manjari, Lavanga Manjari, and all Manjari, Vinod Manjari, Lavanga Manjari, Kamala Manjari, Naina Manjari, are Sri Sobha of Srimati Radhika. It has been stated that Srimati Radhika is more kripa, and all gopis are lata and pushpa and pata, flowers and leaves, and also that manjari. Manjari means bud, not bud. Manjari. When air is blowing, manjari, flowers and leaves are doing like this. So, if Radha and Krishna meets and Radhika, Srimati Radhika is so much in pleasing mood and feels joy, all leaves and manjaris are so much pleased. If Srimati Radhika is meeting with Krishna and he takes some signs on her cheeks or any face or any other, all manjaris have that thing in them. So this is Bhakti Sriyam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come, or this Swamiji, or Srila Prabhupada, Rupa Goswami Valmi has come to give this special thing. Swabhakti Sriyam, or Manjari Bhav. So, for this thing, he has to do to plow, to make soil level, and to remove all the plants which are very harmful to that creeper. Every acharya has to do these things. I have heard that Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati has told that I had come to give this thing. What thing? Padabhyajostava vina varadashyameva nannat kadapi samaye kila devi jate sakhyate mamo namostamo nosto nityam dasyate mamo rasostu rasostu satyam. Dasya, Radha Dasya, he has come only to give Dasya, Radha Dasya to this whole world. But for this he has to do so many things that Prabhupada is telling. Prabhupada here means Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is telling that my whole life went on this way to cut jungles. Only Mayadas. So he has to go. When he went to eastern countries, he has to face Christianity, so much opposition, very, very hard these things. I think that so many acharyas have gone there, but they were not so fruitful. Pujyapat Vrndavana Maharaj has also gone. All other sannyasis have gone in our sampradaya also. But Prabhupada was not satisfied. No? I know that they have adopted some things from Western these things. So Prabhupada was not so much satisfied. But I think that when he has done and spread all these things, so many sanskarana of Srimad Bhagavatam has been given. I think that lakhs and lakhs sanskaran addition and has been distributed in whole world, I think. And now also it is given, I think that in December you have distributed perhaps lakhs and lakhs of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and all other things. By this you have done a very good service of yours, spiritual master, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna. So in a very short time he has done all these things. But he wanted to give this thing. So you shouldn't be satisfied what you have got from him at that time. He is also omnipotent. He will give everything in your heart. As a Chaitya Guru he will give. Krishna will give. He is not far away from us. We should know that Gurudeva is always with us. We are not alone. So pray him that he should give you Raganga Bhakti also. Without Raganga Bhakti, Bhakti is not completed. So I think that you should try to enter in this Raganga Bhakti realm, and you are so much qualified. I see that now hunger is going on in every devotees, but there is some warning in Shastra. Without being qualified, Naitat samacharet jatu manasapehi aniswara vinasat acharanamodhyat jatha rudro abhijam visham. No? Without greed and without rati, we should not imitate. If he imitates, ठीक है? If he imitates, then we will be ruined certainly we will be ruined. We will be sahajiya, sakhi bheti. So you should be always careful not to follow all the things as sahajiya follows in the Raganuga Bhakti. We should try, as in Vilap Kusmanjali, Raghunath Das Swami has prayed. What Vishwanath Chakravarti has prayed in Sankalpa Kalpa Druma. What Ji Goswami has done in Sankalpa Kalpa Druma. Don't go now in Govinda Lila Amrita. Don't go and advance on that point. You will be ruined. So, slowly but steady, we should try to, by Vaidhi Bhakti, we should try to enter in Bhakti realm and Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti is our last point indeed, but so carefully we should go. We should follow always the basic principles and ordinary principles as our Prabhupada and your Prabhupada has teaches us, given teachings. We should follow clearly all these things. Then we will have time to enter in Raganuga Bhakti. इसी तरह से मुझे और भी बहुत चीज कहनी थी. हम लोग खूब लिबरल हो करके प्रभुपाद का धर्म प्रचार करें. आप लोगों से मैं बार बार निवेदन में ऐसा भी करता हूँ. I always pray you all that those who have left ISKCON, they should come in ISKCON and join. You should also give them preference to take them back. If I will see that all are together, I will see that in no time you will spread more and more in this world your Prabhupada's mission. So, I don't know more than you. I have told so many things. I am zero and cipher. I wanted to hear something from you, your Gurudev's activities and personalities and aprakrit charitra. But I know that he was not ordinary person, ordinary preacher. If he was ordinary preacher who could not preach in whole world in a very so little time, but I think he is always here with us, and I pray him that he should bestow mercy upon me and also to you, that you should all enter in his Priya Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti and Prema Bhakti, and in this life also you should go enter in this Bhakti realm. मैं बहुत ही दुख प्रकाश करता हूँ कि मैं इन भावों को जो मैंने कहा शुद्ध रूप से मैं नहीं कह सका. हिंदी या बांग्ला भाषा में होता तो मैं कुछ और शायद कह सकता, किंतु आप सब लोग हिंदी भाषा में नहीं समझेंगे और दुभाषिया भी शायद हमारे उन भावों को जो मैं कहना चाहता था नहीं समझे. आज गुरु जी का विरह का दिन ऐसा है जिसमें हम भीतर से उनके विचारों को समझने की चेष्टा करके हम उसमें प्रवेश कर सकते हैं. आज गुरु जी हम लोगों पर वो कृपा करके वो भाव दें, उनके भावों को समझ करके हम भक्ति में प्रवेश कर सकें और विश्व में भी उसका प्रचार कर सकें. यही हम प्रार्थना करके अपना वक्तव्य में समाप्त करता हूँ. गौ प्रणाम.
Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Bhagavani, Saraswati Devi, Saraswati Namaskar, Vandita Guru Vaishnava, Vikas, Srila Svami Maharaj has satisfied all of us very much today by breaking his vow to speak in Hindi. He has spoken in English so that we can all relish very much his glorification of Srila Prabhupada. And he has reminded us of what Srila Prabhupada's mission is actually. He is no less broad-minded than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no less broad-minded than Srila Gurudeva, no less broad-minded than his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And that is that he has come to give the world the greatest gift of all. And Srila Maharaj has hinted and spoken very clearly that the real purpose is to develop love of God. Srila Gurudeva has taught Seva Sadaka Rupena, Siddha Rupena Chatrahi, Tat Bhava Lishana Karya, Rajamokana Yadata. That we have to understand how to render devotional service. And all the practices which must be followed in order to qualify for love of Krishna. Srila has spoken that Srila Prabhupada would have wanted us to, and does want us, to develop the higher stages of love of Krishna. Practicing Raganuga Bhakti eventually. So how will this be done? So Srila Goswami has described how this should be done. As a sadhaka, we should not think ourselves prematurely advanced, but we should follow the practices of sadhana bhakti. And what is the most important principle of sadhana bhakti? Guru Padashaya. Firm faith, love, and devotion to the lotus feet of the spiritual master. And as he has said in all of the Gaudiya monks, they appreciate so much how in his time there is this firm faith on the lotus feet of the spiritual master. Why? Perhaps because, as you have said, Prabhupada was king with a magic wand. Because we know exactly what we were. And we did not understand what he was, but we knew very well what we were. We were the most lowest person. We did not know the name Krishna. We did not have any good qualities whatsoever. But he acted like a customer. By his association, as Sanatana Goswami said, that bell never exchanged into gold. Something by the touch of the alchemist. So in the same way, by his contact, those with very base qualities have become transformed. It was done by his desire. He had such a strong desire. He had so much love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and so much appreciation for giving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy that he worked day and night tirelessly. His Guru Maharaj gave him an order. He had absolute faith on that order. And as Srila Maharaj said, I don't want liberation. So long I can serve my Guru Maharaj, I don't want liberation. We heard one of Prabhupada's disciples speaking. He was Prabhupada's servant, Hariswari Prabhu. He said that Prabhupada was forcing the servants to force him to preach more and more. And they could see that by doing this preaching, he was gradually becoming weaker and weaker and going towards death. But he was saying to them, I want this blessing. I want this blessing that I should die like a soldier in the field. When Prabhupada was here in 1977, he was so weak that he could not lift his hands by himself. So he was saying now in the room, he called me late in the night, maybe it was 11 o'clock at night. He said, we have tried everything, and all medicines are failing. So now I think that Krishna wants me to go back. So kindly let me go back. So, as a disciple, how could I say, yes, please go back? Because as Narottam Das Thakur sings, the disciple breaks his head on the stone, thinking of the separation of Guru Maharaj. So I was thinking what to do, how to convince Srila Prabhupada that he should not give up the will. And then I said to Srila Prabhupada, the problem is that in Vrndavana is a place that you come to die. Vrndavana is a place that you come. Your Guru Maharaj didn't tell you to stay in Vrndavana. He told you to go to the west. So I think the reason that you are dying is because you're in Vrndavana. You should go to the west. I said, if you go to the west, and then I quoted the Bhagavad Gita verse. I quoted in English that if you die, Krishna told Arjuna, if you die, you will go to the heavenly planet. And if you live, you can enjoy the earthly kingdom. So I said that if you live, then you can preach so much. And if you die, so what? You're always in Vrindavan. Wherever you go is Vrindavan. So when Prabhupada heard this, although he was so weak, he sat up like this. And he said, actually, Krishna has spoken through you. He said, let us go to the west, and we will preach, and I will die like a soldier in the field. And if I die in New York, he said, you will have to bury me on the roof of the building because there's no place on the street, there's only buildings, so you bury me on the top of the roof. So, this was Prabhupada's mood that we saw. And I only say this, that what is the qualification, what is our qualification for entering into Raganuga Bhakti? Surely the best qualification we have is the preaching mission which Prabhupada gave us. Because without that preaching, what are we? We are not very good sadhakas. We fall asleep while chanting our japa. We become tired while reading. We commit so many mistakes and offenses. But I think that a word that Prabhupada told. One day I approached him in Bombay. And I said, Srila Prabhupada, you are sending us to the bank. You are causing us to do all of these apparently worldly acts. So, I think that I cannot quote Bhagavad Gita as well as I can quote the Bombay municipal law. So Prabhupada said, that is not very good. You should be able to quote Bhagavad Gita. So I said, but you're giving us all of these things to do. So then he said, for so many lifetimes you have spoiled your life. Now, somehow you have come to Krishna consciousness. So I am requesting you that in this lifetime you sacrifice it for the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you give your life wholeheartedly in the service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then I promise you that whatever you are lacking, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will personally come and cover for you and take you back to Godhead. So, Guru Parashraya. What is the mission of Srila Prabhupada? It is a twofold mission. On the one hand, it is to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world with all of our energy. And on the other hand, it is to personally become Krishna conscious ourselves. You cannot spread Krishna consciousness if you are not Krishna conscious. Why was Srila Prabhupada successful? Because of his Krishna consciousness. Because he has so much love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for the lotus feet of Sri Radha Krishna. So unless we get that love, our mission will not become successful. Some scholars who are close to our movement, they have written in a book that the success of the Krishna consciousness movement will depend on whether the members of this society can actually develop love for Radha and Krishna. If they cannot, then the movement will not succeed. So I think that as Narayan Maharaj has told us, that Srila Prabhupada will act as Antarjami. He will guide us through the Vaishnavas, through our God brothers. He will guide us and help us in all respects if we are progressive to go to the higher stages of Krishna Bhakti. If we don't do that, Prabhupada said, the Guru is not so pleased to take money from the disciple as much as to see the disciple advancing in spiritual life. So I recall, Prabhupada got one letter from Giriraj Maharaj. And Giriraj Maharaj wrote that when the arti is being performed to Radha Rasi Hari, sometimes I start to cry. And when I am reading your book, sometimes the tears come. So I am worried because I know that I am a fallen person and you have warned us not to be selective. So please tell me, what is this? And Srila Prabhupada said, actually this is the mercy of Radha and Krishna upon you. This is Srimati Radhika's mercy upon you. This is not bogus, this is genuine. So I saw how much Prabhupada was pleased, and he became very much pleased to read this letter. He was very personally pleased inside. So I could see by this that he was so much pleased to know the advancement of his disciples. So I think that we must do two things, all of us who are Prabhupada followers. We say Rupanuga, there's also Prabhupada Anuga. Those who are genuine Prabhupada Anuga, they should do two things. That with their sadhana, they should become more and more advanced. Not to mechanically do sadhana, but to actually develop some taste. To get some actual greed in the heart for chanting, for worshipping the deity, for serving the Vaishnavas. And at the same time, with all of their efforts, they should sacrifice their life to spread this Krishna consciousness movement. If we do both of these things, just like the train runs on two tracks, and as Rupa Goswami has said, Seva Sadhaka Rupena, Siddha Rupena Satvati. Externally, we should act as a sadhaka and vigorously preach in the smooth Gaudiya Nandi mood. And internally, we should try to understand what is Rupa Goswami. Who is Rupa Goswami? Who is Srila Prabhupada? And who are all of the different acharyas in our line? That they're all coming, following Rupa Goswami, who is Rupa Manjari. So internally understanding their real identity, we should try to qualify ourselves one day in some future time, whether in this lifetime or some future lifetime, to become qualified to perform pure sadhana, pure bhajan, so that when we chant, there will actually be some taste, some feeling. Now we have no feeling, but the feeling will come. At least we can desire that, please let that feeling come one day. And this will actually please Srila Prabhupada. When he sees that the devotees are feeling ecstasy, when they are dancing at kirtan, and there are ecstatic feelings within their heart, and when they are spreading Krishna consciousness, as Srila Prabhupada did, without any fear, conquering in all directions, that the whole world should be Krishna conscious. Not just on the platform of Kanista mentality, but on the platform of advanced devotees, Madhyam Bhaktas, and one day Bhutam Bhaktas. Srila Prabhupada said that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that his mission would be successful if he could create one pure devotee. And Prabhupada said the same thing. He said, if I can create one pure devotee, my mission will be successful. So, I think that Prabhupada actually doesn't want one pure devotee. I think he wants many, many pure devotees. So I am simply requesting all devotees of ISKCON that should fulfill this desire of Srila Prabhupada. That every one of them should one day, by the grace of Guru and Vaishnavas, become pure devotees. And that will please our spiritual master, and it will fulfill the predictions of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada said, I will be satisfied in the history book. It is written that the Krishna consciousness movement saved the world. Srila Prabhupada ki Vaishnavinda ki Go Premanandi Hari Hari Bo.